messy right now.
You never really know until you turn on the camera.
Strings all everywhere.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Chillionaire. You're amazing. Jelly Bean. Look at you go. Oh, sorry it's so late, everybody. I work late on Thursdays and Fridays, so we should be letting everybody know. It'll be more around 10:30.
On Thursday and Friday.
Bro, I hate you guys. Then why do you come in here?
We love you, though.
You're just hoping to become more educated so you can see that Trump is the real person to vote for.
Thank you. Should I watch a computer scientist scope or your scope?
Depends on what he's scientisting.
Scientisting.
What is
Science.
If he's going to prove to you that global warming is real, you should watch him.
You're over here.
What family you guys go to? Most of your gay friends think of Trump. It's a mix.
It is a mix. We definitely have gay friends that support Trump, and then we have gay friends who not necessarily support Hillary, but just don't like Trump.
And there's a lot of people that are just very uneducated.
They are, yeah. And what's interesting, and I don't know about everybody here, but listening to the feedback like from liberals about Trump yesterday when he went to Mexico, had the meeting with the president, and and also had the immigration speech. Everybody's like, wow, he flipped completely, 100%. He flipped hard, and then, and the president of Mexico said, oh, there's no way in hell they're paying for the wall. And I'm just like, wow, like, people are so ignorant about what really happened. Like, they didn't even watch the speech. They didn't even understand what was said or what happened. But they make their judgments based on what the media is telling them to think. And it is so sad, and that's what we do this for. We do this so that people aren't left uneducated on stuff like that. Because he didn't flip at all. Not even a little bit did he flip. And nor did they talk about who was going to pay for the wall. So...
I talked to a coworker today, and I said, oh, did you happen to catch Trump's immigration speech yesterday? And he said, yeah, I did. I said, oh, what'd you think? Well, it was completely different from what he gave during his little Mexico interview. So when you say you watched the speech, you watched CNN.
Right, so when you say you watched the speech, you didn't.
Ooh, the only thing that was flipped was Hillary's lead.
Exactly.
Boom.
Hi. Hey, girl.
Hi, Sherry. I was thinking about you today. I got the song.
Were?
Yeah, I got the song Sherry, Sherry baby in my head today, and then I thought of you. So, yeah.
There you go, Sherry.
You're always on my mind. I am happy.
We're always happy.
Colorado is a huge shot to go Trump. I talked to, I pick my battles at work, but thoughts on the guy that saved the baby in the hot car.
Oh, and wasn't that the one where he was wearing the Trump shirt, and then they interviewed him and they blurred out his Trump shirt? Blared.
I thought that was the car
blurred
accident.
Out. No, I think that's what he saved the baby
yes.
from. Yes. Unbelievable. Unfrickin' believable. That's awesome. And, I think it's so great that we can continue to put aside our social differences and focus on what really matters. And let's teach these liberals what true unity means.
Hillary protected from debating Trump face-to-face, exactly. Anyway, so Colorado, is it going to go red this year? Yes.
Yeah,
I've talked to a lot of coworkers. I pick my battles. But a lot of people absolutely 100% despise Clinton. And they despise Clinton more than Trump. And that seems to be the trend that I'm getting, or that I'm seeing.
And I'll be honest with you guys. Colorado has a... What is it? 40,000? 40,000 voting deficit from Republicans to Democrats. So there are 40,000 more Democrats registered to vote than Republicans. However, the reason because this happened was we didn't get to vote. We never got to vote in our primary as Republicans. So I really think that those voting stats are going to change, and I think that there's a lot of people. There's a lot of different coalitions in Colorado, and there's a lot of different enthusiasm. And in Colorado, all you need is 1.2 million votes to win. And I honestly believe that Trump will hit that no problem.
Colorado is up only 12,000 registered Republicans. That keeps shrinking, but I do believe that a lot of people became registered, like he said, for the Democrat convention, and I think a lot of the Boulderites, Boulder idiots, what do you call them? Boulderites, they became registered so that they could vote for Bernie Sanders, and now that he's not in it, I really think they're just going to go back to their dabbing and...
Yeah, I think so. But again, Republicans didn't register because we never got to vote.
So... Will everyone please swipe and invite followers?
Yes, please swipe and invite followers.
Swipe and invite.
We might be having some Sharia Periscope issues tonight because our stats are pretty low.
Q, I should ignore you like the others, but you say, how can you be right when a majority of Americans think that...
I know, we're so sorry we blocked you, we didn't mean to.
How can you be right when a majority of Americans think that Trump is bad shit crazy? Have you talked to a majority of the Americans? Have you gone out and just gone door knocking to a majority of the Americans?
Right, because it sounds like the majority of Americans...
No, Q, you are full of hate, and you are the one that is desperate to try to instill fear into everybody so that you are not left the lone wolf standing.
I wish there was no right and left, just be a person. Well, the problem is, humans have two different sides of their brains, right? So there's a logical and problem-solving side of your brain, and there's an emotional side of your brain. That's what humans are. So yes, we can be not left and right and just humans, but the fact remains, most people, not most, some people think with the left side, some people think with the right side. That's what it comes down to. We are humans, and we do think differently. That's why there's a right and a left. We didn't make right and the left and then just fall into those categories. No, those were made because we believe that.
You think global warming is false. It is unreal. Thank you for agreeing with me. Thank you very, very much. Did everybody see that? Q just agreed that global warming is unreal. The media told you Trump is full of hate. They tell you what to think and do. Exactly. And that's what Q is trying to do. He is trying to instill this fear in everybody that, oh my God, Trump's this hateful person. Whoa, what am I doing even considering this? When he's not. Trump is accepting and inclusive of everyone. Take his Florida club, Mar-a-Lago, for example, where he purchased it and opened it up to blacks and Jews. And he is known as the first club owner in Florida to openly allow gays into his clubs.
What about the polar bears decline because of melting ice? Actually, there's more ice in 2013 in the north than there's ever been before, and scientists can't figure out why, because it doesn't go along with their narrative of this melting ice situation. So I don't know. Polar bears' lives matter, dude. For real. We love the polar bears.
Any hail damage?
Semi.
Maybe.
It wasn't so much the hail as the flooding. There was a lot of flooding.
It was biblical downpours.
It was a lot of water. Ivanka's speech, when did she talk? Which one? There's so many times she's spoken. Thoughts on Melania's Michelle Obama speech? Melania's speech, okay, what you don't understand, Melania's speech was 20 minutes plus. And there was like a few words in there that was similar to Michelle Obama's speech regarding their, how everybody else I guess I don't even remember what it was about, but I thought it was about like how everybody else got along with each other and whatever. It's not important. So it was a very unimportant part of the speech, but I bet you didn't even watch the whole speech. I mean, if you understand what Melania was trying to say, you would have been like, wow, that was incredible. Wow. But no, you're still focused on what CNN tells you to focus on, and you never even watched the whole speech. Favorite band?
And it's interesting, exactly, like 2 similar sentences out of 1,000. Did you post it? All the Democrats that have copied speeches?
Yeah, Obama's copied speeches, everybody has copied speeches. And I'm not saying that that's okay, but I'm just saying it was a very small point. That's a very common sentence because they were talking about coming together as a community, if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a very common sentence, and the media is running with it and saying, oh my God, she copied the speech, everybody. Focus on this little tiny issue and don't even listen to her whole speech. And that's it works on idiots. It works on idiots. So everybody out there that's more worried about, like, Michelle Obama, or Melania copying Michelle Obama, you're an idiot because the news can manipulate you that easily.
And if you are more worried about her borrowing a part of a speech than you are, let's say, ISIS,
right, exactly.
Then, yeah, I don't even need to finish that sentence. I am excited about the
more like
debate
50% of
week.
the speech. Are you okay? You're this close to getting blocked because you clearly haven't even watched the thing. And I will not tolerate frickin' lies in here. Okay, so if you're going to be lying, you're going to get blocked because that is completely 100% false.
Back to the speech, though, I'm excited. I think it's dumb that one will be on stage, ask a question, and then leave the stage, and then the other one will come out, leave the stage.
Favorite band is Journey. Steve Perry days.
Ooh. I think I'd have to go with Blink-182.
Really?
I think so.
Never knew that.
Although, I mean, then there is Backstreet Boys. We got blocked by Dana Loesch today.
Yeah, what the hell? All I said to Dana Loesch was I just said, anybody notice that Dana Loesch fights with conservatives on her Twitter more than anybody else? And she blocked me. I'm kind of proud of that, but.
And I have a tally count. Every night I ask Jake Tapper as to why he is refusing to answer why he spends so much time focused on what Donald Trump tweets than he does as to where Hillary Clinton is.
Right. There were so many comments that I wanted to comment on in that book. You think I could remember one of them? Nope. Oh, yes, Matt Lauer will be moderating. Whatever, dude.
Sean Hannity should host a debate.
Oh, he would.
Hillary Clinton would cry.
Hillary Clinton would cry. See, what's interesting is, like, all the other networks are completely liberal are complete brainwashing liberal media, and yet they get to do all of the interviews with Hillary Clinton. Name one time Hillary Clinton has ever been interviewed by Fox News. Name one time. But the Republican candidates have to get interviewed by the liberal media all the time. I think that's unfair.
Oh, somebody said earlier, Trump needs to explain his immigration plan a little bit better.
10-point plan.
Yeah.
Very
clear.
Very well thought out and very descriptive. We are happy to read it to you, but there's so much content that we don't want to because it's going to take a long time.
Guys, our president on Scope Miss Story sent us here.
Oh, please, liberal media, CNN has just as many conservatives, more lies. I think we could all agree that that was the idiot comment of the day. We should have an idiot comment of the day.
I came home from work,
that
I
is
think
what we're
it
gonna
was
do.
like 2 months ago, and CNN was on the TV for whatever reason, and they were talking about gun control with Don Lemon. And he said, well, gun control, this, that, and the other thing. What does my panel have to say? 4 liberals all agreed with him.
See, here's this idiot again. He just said 3 days ago on Hannity, Trump said that the illegals can stay, but now he's saying they have to go. Really? Did you watch the Hannity interview? Did you watch that entire, or any of it? Did you watch any of it? Because if you were to watch any of it, you would know that Trump never backed down. He did not reverse his decision. Yes, you are.
Not now, always.
Well, I don't know if that's you, Steve. I don't know if that's you. Whoever I'm talking about that said Trump reversed his decision, that person's the idiot. If you watch the entire thing, then you would know that he didn't reverse his decision in any way, shape, or form. How's gun control worked out in places like England banning handguns, better or worse? I don't know. England has gone through a lot of disaster right now, or the UK anyway, with the Muslim issues.
Trump is a coward who got to Mexico and didn't say shit about paying for the wall. Exactly, and if you listen to the 1:11 clip as to, I believe it was Eric Trump talking about it, you go and you build relationships. You don't go into a negotiation and boom, sit down. This is what we want. This is how it's going to happen. No, you have to build a relationship with this individual first, and then you start talking logistics.
Right.
That is how any smart business person would do it. You want to gain and earn their respect first.
Oh my God, he gave a hate speech?
Can you give it advice on how to debate with an ignorant Democrat without getting mad? Ask them open-ended questions.
No,
a lot of whys.
not even. Ask them questions. That's all you have to do. They don't have facts. They just regurgitate CNN talking points. That's all they have. If they have anything, they're just regurgitating what the MSM told them to say. So don't even fall into that and just keep asking questions. Well, why? Why do you think that? What, like, really? Can you name one of Hillary Clinton's accomplishments? Just one. Just name one.
Open-ended questions. Ask them why. Have them elaborate on what they're doing, and just be very calm, very patient.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. And sometimes they're idiots, and the one thing that I have a hard time tolerating is idiots. So, if you just calm down, take a breath, and then just keep asking the questions, make them look stupid, and it all works out. No, I didn't. I can if you want me to. Oh. What do you think about Gary Johnson? I think that he is establishment, and he's proved himself to be establishment, and I think that he is just the anti-Trump, the guy that's going to make all the other all the policies as close to Trump as he can without actually being Trump. He's just one of those people. You know what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying?
We may possibly be taking calls. We're unsure yet. So a couple of fun facts for everybody. So 2 major swing states. Florida. In 2012, there were 557,000 more registered Democrats. There was a total of 8.4 million votes during the presidential election. Obama won by a mere 74,000 votes. Now, there are only 259,000 more Democrats registered. That is 300,000 less. That doesn't interest anybody. In North Carolina, Romney won by 92,000 votes, and there were 642,000 more Democrats. This year so far, the Democrats have lost 123,000. Pennsylvania. Oh, this is a good one.
Democrat support is falling.
Pennsylvania. Right now there are only 916. Hold on. There are 916,000 more registered Democrats than Republicans. Since 2004, there has never been under 1 million less or more registered Democrats. In 2004, Kerry beat Bush by only 144,000 votes, and the Republicans have since added 83,000 more registered voters. I bet you care though, Q, because then you can speak more hate and try to manipulate people into being scared of Donald Trump. Because you're a manipulator. You manipulate things.
Conservatives don't even like gay folks. Fuke are y'all doing?
Fuke.
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 They do, actually. We've had, if you watched our scope last night, we had at least 3 Christian conservatives talk to us, whether they were in the chats or on the phone, because we have a live call-in, and they said, you know what, we may not 100% agree with the homosexual thing, but we support what you guys are doing. You guys are doing the right thing. You're fighting the good fight, and it's all about unity. So I don't care if they agree with who I am spending my life with. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. But at least that we can come together on agreement on how we want our country to look, and that's what real unity is called. You put aside your differences and actually stand together, instead of what the Democrats do. And they use the differences to get people to fight.
Yo, what's bracking blood?
We are Christians.
Why have some Republicans chose Clinton, but 0 Dems have chosen to back Trump? Because everybody is scared of what Trump is going to do to the establishment. They are not going to be able to easily line their pockets with all of these special interest groups' money. They are going to have to actually work for their money. And I guarantee you a lot of people will not run for re-election because they're not going to have all this free money flowing into their pockets. Because we're going to restore our government to the way it should be.
Right.
Back to the people.
Don't worry about that. We have a security camera and guns that will take care of it really, really easily. Security camera is hardcore.
Solar Rain, how is Trump a racist?
Why did he say he was going to let the productive ones stay? He didn't use the word productive. What he said was, we are going to get the people that are going to help this country, who believe in what we believe in, and who are going to, prosper in this country. And I think that is dead on. Why would we be willingly inviting people into this country that don't want the best interests of America? Every other country can enforce their immigration policy. Thorough vetting takes place in every other country, especially first world countries, to make sure that the citizens are not going to be on entitlement programs, are going to have jobs, and are going to contribute to society. And that's what we should be doing too. There's absolutely nothing wrong with making sure we have good people coming into our country.
Solar Rain, so you are using your CNN, that all the stuff you've been hearing on CNN as to why you responded to me. I asked, why is Donald Trump racist? And you said, how is he not? Because you have no, he did not call Mexican rapists. He said that Mexico is sending their rapists. So you're wrong. CNN lied to you. Maybe think for yourself. Don't let Clinton News Network talk for you. Well, you watch some liberal media source, because he never once called Mexicans rapists.
Security footage.
Criminal ones, the 864,000 that are currently held in our jail and prisons, yep, they're gone.
And what really frustrates me as a gay person, I completely understand what a bigot is. I completely 100% fully understand what a true bigot is. And it's so funny. That word has no meaning anymore. And it's actually pathetic that word has no meaning anymore. Because the left just throw it around to every single person that disagrees with them. It's not necessarily that they hold bigoted viewpoints. It's because they don't know how to respond to facts, so they use words like racist and bigot. And they have nothing else to say to you. All they can do is say, you're a racist, you're a bigot. That word has no meaning anymore. And it's really unfortunate because there are true bigots in this world. There are like real live ones. And it's just sad that, the liberals can't even tell the difference.
Not true, brah. Wake up. So, first of all, Solar Rain, we don't watch Fox News. We actually watch the Trump debates in their entirety. So you're wrong on Trump being a racist. Sorry if he may have offended you and took you out of your safe space by telling you the truth.
Sorry, not sorry. Couldn't care. Couldn't care less how you feel. I give 0 fucks about how you feel. What I care about is the state of our country as a whole. I care about the $21 trillion in debt. I care about all the corporations leaving overseas. I care about corporate inversions. I care about tax relief for low working class and middle class families. I care about small business. And I care about unity in this country. Instead of watching people destroy cop cars and burning the American flag, I would rather see people protest on some real issues. That would be great for me. Those are the things I care about in this country.
And the great thing is, the people that say he's a bigot, he's a racist, and have no idea, like Solar Rain, they're the people that are going to be too busy dabbing in order to go out and vote.
The tax relief will only come from Donald Trump. If you are a working class family, if you make under $25,000 a year or $50,000 a year with a spouse, you don't pay anything in taxes. Anything in taxes. Zero.
Zero, zip, none, nada, zilch.
And it's funny because the majority of the idiots probably get paid less than $25,000 a year, personally, individually, I mean. And it's just funny that they don't have any idea that they're going to actually have their taxes raised by Hillary Clinton.
We watched the video of her at her speech where she said she was going to raise the taxes. Watched it a good 24 times.
In a row.
Never once. And
we
I have taken...
to raise taxes on the middle class.
I have taken oral transliteration classes where I have learned to read lips, and she does not say aren't.
Yep. We do have the highest corporate tax rate in the Western world, in the world.
We don't support hate.
Not at all. We love everybody. We love all Americans, and so does Donald Trump. So regardless of what color you are, what sexual orientation you are, if you're an American citizen, Donald Trump wants to protect you. There is not one shred of evidence to suggest otherwise.
No, Danny Tanner's not in tonight.
And that's why you laugh at Mexican jokes? Who laughed at a Mexican joke? And jokes are jokes, okay? So you can make a fag joke. If it's funny, I'll probably laugh. If it's not funny, I probably won't laugh. That doesn't mean I'm going to get offended over it. So it doesn't matter. Words are words, Go fuck yourself. Words are words. Nobody cares. It's more about, the true issues facing this country and the true feeling towards this country. And if we have a negative feeling of our citizens on this country, something needs to change. So the majority of the people in this country feel like this country is going down the wrong path, and Hillary Clinton is only bringing more of the same, whereas Donald Trump is going to bring something different. So that's all there is to it. That is quite literally the summary of what's going on in American politics. We can either head down the same path we've been headed for 8 years, or we can switch it up.
Vero, Trump is not racist. Please give me one fact as to... Words are words, so let's be racist. Give one fact as to how Donald Trump is racist, because I bet you can't.
Yep, there's not one thing to suggest that he's racist, ever.
The no protesters is a real issue, not being...
Cops murder black men. Where's the outrage from Trump? Cops kill more white people than ever have killed any black people. The more white people have died by the hands of a police officer's weapon than any black person. So let's obviously understand that. And especially in impoverished cities like Chicago and Detroit, where many of these shootings are taking place, there is a large population of the African American community who is raised anti-authority, who is raised under a rap culture, who is raised under violence and intolerance, and that is where these people get their psychological state from. Quite literally from the places that they were raised. If you saw my tweet this morning, that's what I'm referencing. But I believe that it can be changed. It can be changed by pulling them out of poverty, by giving them opportunities, by giving them jobs. You know, they're still going to have a little bite to them, you know, definitely if something is going to go wrong. And not just black people, but anybody in these impoverished areas, not just black people. But they're definitely going to have some bite to them because they are quite literally in a place where they were raised to be anti-authority. They think nobody cares about them, and they're terribly insecure with their lives and their futures. And I think that that's where a lot of the crime comes from. So, yes, in those communities you see a lot more black people being killed because there's a lot more run-ins with black people. However, more white people are still killed by the hand of a police officer than anybody else.
We are not racist.
These are facts. More white people have died this year, last year, the year before.
Have you talked to a majority of black people? No, Q, but I'm sure you have.
These are all, of course, if somebody is killed by a police officer, it's very well documented. These are all facts. And black people are arrested, not cops. Well, listen to the cops. If the cop tells you to pull over, you pull over. If the cop tells you to get out of the car, don't be an idiot. Get out of the car. If you're not doing anything wrong, then there's not going to be a problem.
Don't break the law and you won't get arrested.
Don't break the law. You won't run into cops. Problem fucking solved.
Typical idiot Republican response. No, typical common sense response.
Typical common sense. If you don't do a crime, you don't have a run-in with a police officer. End. It's not racist. We're talking about all races. If a white person gets pulled over by a police officer, you follow the rules. If a black person gets pulled over by a police officer, you follow the fucking rules. There's no other way around it. It is the same. If you show the police respect, maybe they'll respect you. If you show the police respect in a terrible neighborhood, for example, police officers are on guard in terrible neighborhoods. Okay, so you look at an area like we're in, okay, police officers aren't really that on guard all the time. But if you look at an area like Chicago, yeah, police officers are probably on point every single day. And they're probably terrified that their lives are going to be taken every single day. That's because of the communities in which these people are being raised. The rap culture, the anti-authority culture. So it makes perfect sense to me.
I have two really good friends that are cops. We actually both do.
Speeding ticket. See, it would be hard for me to thank the cop after getting a speeding ticket, but I mean, that's good. I do thank all police officers for their service.
Exactly, Sherry. You were raised to respect authority.
That's all there is to it. It's really not that hard to understand. Okay, then what's your logic? So you've heard our typical Republican logic. What is your logic? What would you like to have seen changed? Because you don't even know what the solution is. You don't even know how to solve these problems. You just want to bitch about these problems. You have not had one suggestive response on any solution to anything. You have no solutions. So give me one. What's a solution? Kill all cops? Is that your solution? Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon? Is that your solution? Because you have nothing. Simmer down. Yep, you got zero. Zero.
I would like to see cops get charged for murder.
If there is substantial evidence, cops get charged just like everybody else. And clearly, there has been no substantial evidence to indicate that a police officer has done wrong in these particular crimes. I mean, it's not even up to the judge. The judge doesn't throw these out. They're in a jury full of their peers, right? Especially in, what was it, Baltimore? Who's the one with the...
I think so.
Baltimore? I mean, African American judge, African American prosecutor, and everybody was. The jury was the one, the jury of the peers, right? The citizens of the United States decided that there was no crimes committed for any of these police officers. So you could fight against the judicial system if you think the judicial system is rigged. And do you want my honest opinion? I think that there should be some changes to the judicial system, but that's just my honest opinion. But just by complaining about it isn't going to fix anything. Police don't have the right to pull you out of the car unless you've committed a crime. That is true, but police officers, if they feel like they want to pull you out of the car, regardless, they're going to. So would you rather have it go smoothly or badly? And I'm not saying it's right. You can file something with the police officers or with somebody afterwards. I'm not saying it's right, but if they tell you to get out of the car, just do it. Okay. Yeah. I'm done with the Black Lives Matter crap. Exactly.
What's the cost of living in Colorado?
Expensive. I heard on the radio the other day the average cost of an apartment in Colorado is $2,200 a month for rent. The average rental price in Colorado is $2,200 a month in Denver and outskirts.
Does it get old rehashing the same stuff every night? Not really, because we know we have to do it. We have to help educate and wake up people, and that's why we started doing the scope. We all started because we came across a couple of people that were bashing Trump for no apparent reason. They had nothing to go on. They just didn't like how he said things, so they were talking all these blatant lies. So we decided to come on and correct people.
11% growth in Colorado last year. They're projecting that in 2 years, Colorado will not have the housing available. They cannot keep up with the construction and the population growth, so there will not be housing in 2 years for new people to come into Colorado. We get that all the time, dude. You were voting for Hillary in the very beginning. Actually, you probably won't get off your couch and stop doing dabs, so I really am not worried about it.
I was not living in Colorado when Columbine happened.
I was. You should hold a raffle to bring one fan out to meet you for a day. Actually, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So what we were honestly thinking about doing...
We are going to do a raffle type situation.
We don't have the details hashed out yet, but my little artist over here has come up with some really good shirt designs that we are going to create. You'll explain it.
And so we are going to, I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we're going to definitely pick some of our followers on Twitter, and maybe on YouTube actually. I haven't really decided what we're going to do yet. We're going to pick some of our followers, and every week we're going to send them one of the shirts that we make, so it's going to be kind of cool. I am not an artist at all. I think the shirts came out good, but I do not self-describe myself as an artist at all. I don't see the cost of living in Colorado you're speaking of. Yeah, it's the average rental price is $2,200. I mean, look at my God, it's so expensive to live here. Will your haters win the contest? Anybody is. I mean, we're not going to choose the person, so it can be random. So if they're a hater, then they get a Trump shirt or something, you know? So, you guys taking calls? I don't.
We're undecided at this point. We are. We're going to continue to scope.
Yes.
Forever. No, Tanner did not take us to school last
If you need
night.
graphic design help, I will definitely hit you up. I'm pretty okay with graphic design, but I'm not like an artist, so we'll definitely hit you up if.
Message us on Twitter, DM us so we can keep in touch. We are gay.
If you know so much, why do you want to piss you off?
Nashville is very, very pretty.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we'll definitely hit you up if we need something. On our Twitter page, the headline or the banner is something we came up with recently, so.
Well, that's cool.
Thank you.
Did you say you were going to Nashville? No, I've been to Nashville twice. It's a very, very beautiful city.
Do you guys rewatch these videos? No.
I checked Craigslist and livability scores. No other shows affordable. What?
That guy's an idiot.
I am me and he is he. Come to Atlanta. I have been to Atlanta. That was poof. Many moons ago.
Love Tennessee, but I'm biased.
I have been to. Is Nashville in the very, very, like, almost northern border? Or is it down a little bit?
I was about to say, you gotta meet me at Tootsie's. What that is. We're landlords, dude. We understand the rental prices in Colorado. 100%. We probably know the market better than a lot of people.
So I stayed with a friend who lived like an hour north of Nashville.
I don't know what Tootsie's is. Probably in Nashville.
Probably. I don't think I went there. We went to Coyote Ugly.
Do you guys own a house? Yes, several. Yes, it is. Especially when you do it on your own. Thank you. But enough about us. Let's get on to Trump. Let's talk about Donald J. Trump and what he's going to do for our country.
Thank you, shark terrorist.
Smoking is very bad. Don't ever do it. How bad do you guys want to meet Trump? So very bad.
He's right up there with Betty White.
There's no way that Trump could get Colorado rental prices down just because it's the marijuana law and it is the booming growth. And the growth is not only because of the marijuana law, but the marijuana law definitely had a lot of impact on it.
I would love to argue for Trump on CNN or Fox. I have a signed...
I got for his birthday...
Christmas?
No, was it? Oh, it was. Well, I did it for Christmas, but it came on his birthday. But I wrote a letter to Betty White, because he loves Betty White, and I said, I would really appreciate it if, whatever, and I donated to her charity, and a particular charity that she runs, and I was like, I would just really like you to make a, signature, or a signed autograph for my boyfriend, and she sent it with Eddie, his dog, our dog. She said,
To Patrick and Eddie, love, Betty and Pontiac.
Yes.
It was a picture of her and her dog.
I don't know why that was so hard to describe. Like the looks of Canyon City. I'm talking about like Denver, like where everything happens in Colorado. Go Betty, that's right.
It was the Super Bowl last year. We were going to a Super Bowl party. It was 2 years ago, and we looked on Twitter, and Betty White was trending, and we panicked because we thought something happened to her, but then it was because of her commercial.
Snickers commercial, whatever.
And we are dudes.
We are dudes. Two genders. Betty has been in shoebox since the 29th. Can I please call in? I want to talk to you about the Mexico trip. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do calls today. We'll decide in like 10 minutes. That will be our deciding factor. Give us 10 minutes.
Betty has to be immortal.
We're really gay. We're very, very gay. With each other. And we support Donald Trump.
We do. Can we talk about the picture that we were taking today?
Oh, yes.
So, did anybody see, like 600 people have retweeted it. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but the Gay for Trump, or Trump for LGBT.
LGBT for Trump in
the Denver Trump office.
Headquarters office.
Did anybody see that going around? Scott
Pressler sent it out. Yeah, that was us.
Yeah. We may have had a hand in getting that in the window.
So retweet that because we want everybody to know that, yes, Colorado LGBT does stand with Trump. Simple question, what is your favorite thing about Trump? My favorite thing about Trump, mine personally, is that he really is putting Americans' best interests first. All Americans, regardless of who you are. Regardless if you're gay, regardless if you're black, regardless if you're whatever, he's putting all Americans' interests first, which is the first time that we've had a president that has done that in a long time.
Very true. Colorado may stand with Democrats, but they're going to vote Republican.
A lot of Democrats going to be voting for Trump this year. I think political correctness needs to be abolished per se. Yeah, I think political correctness should be reserved to business environments and professional environments and, environments where you want to make people feel comfortable. I believe that political correctness has a place and solely to make other people feel comfortable. But, when things get out of hand, that's when we need to not worry about political correctness so much. So think about it at your own dining room table when you are having dinner with your family and your teenage daughter starts, lighting a fire to the table. If your teenage daughter pulls out a Bic and starts lighting up the table on fire, you're not going to be too politically correct because she went over the line, right? So it's not about making her feel comfortable anymore. It's about making sure that she doesn't do that again or stops doing what she's doing. It's common sense, right? So we are completely fine with political correctness if we have things under control.
I think when was it? When was my family here for my birthday? So my parents and my sister came to visit for my birthday over the winter, and we were trying to include them in our political conversations, but my parents both said that they don't like either candidate, they're not voting this year, which I think is a respectful thing to do. If you don't agree with either one, you shouldn't vote for either one. But we just went home a month ago, and I was talking to my dad about immigration, since he had to go through immigration. And I think I kind of struck a chord with him on how easy it is for people to just run rampant in this country. And towards the end of the conversation, I kind of got from him that pretty sure my dad is going to be going out and voting for Trump. He's never said it, but So now I just have to work on my mom. But I think I have that tactic all nailed down on how I'm going to
What does a
get
Donald
her.
Trump presidency lead to? It leads to a reduction in our deficit.
Thriving economy.
It leads to a thriving economy. It leads, specifically for you,
Employment.
it leads to more money in your pocket. So, exactly.
I agree.
If you don't vote, you can't complain. That's exactly right. But it leads to things. It leaves you with more money in your pocket. It leaves you to be able to spend, um, and it leads to America finally being put first in the world instead of leading from behind, um, which is a farce, right? You can't lead from behind. That's why people say that. And that's what we've been doing. That's what Obama does. And so I'm so excited to see America fight for its stance in the world again, because we're going to make it great again.
No, I'm just really, really lazy, and I'm not going to shave until Saturday, because then I won't have to shave till Thursday. I'm lazy. I hate shaving, so that's one thing you don't like about Trump.
If I go to Colorado, can we be friends? Sure, absolutely. What's one thing you don't like about Trump?
The way he says things can come off a bit harsh. We know how to read between the lines, though, and we have never been in a safe space, so we don't need to retreat to the safe space, get our little paper bag and start hyperventilating. I think his tone is what sets a lot of people off, but I really can't think of.
Yeah, I would go along with that. I would say that what I don't like is how he makes it easy for the media to use his words against him. So even though we understand what he's saying, and any rational human being can understand what he's saying, he does make it easy for the media to flip things. So I guess that would be the only thing. But I love the way he says things, and I love how blunt he is.
Sure, you didn't embarrass me. We really, truly do believe Trump is going to vote for Trump.
Colorado's.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
What does a Donald Trump presidency stand in problems in the Middle East? Stand in problems?
What's it going to do in the Middle East?
What is a Donald Trump presidency going to do in the Middle East? Completely abolish ISIS. Knock them off the face of the earth. They will not be around anymore. I think that the media, I think that the Middle East is always going to be broken. I think that there is just some form of ideology there, religious or otherwise, that has prevented them from development for 1,500 years and will continue to do so for the next 1,500 years. They are not changing with the time. They just can't seem to get it. So I don't see the Middle East succeeding, and I don't think that the United States should be involved, because it's quite literally a quagmire over there. There's nothing going on. They kill each other on a day-to-day basis, and it's horrible for the people that want a better life, but at the same time, nobody is making steps in those countries to fix it. So
I think somebody said that with Trump not candy coating anything, that's going to make diplomatic relations with foreign countries amazing. I got your sarcasm out of it, but you clearly did not watch the press conference he held in Mexico with the Mexican president. That is how he is going to handle every foreign affair and everything once he gets into office. Second, dealing with ISIS. He is going to cut off their oil supply immediately. They are not going to have any more money. They are not going to be able to fund themselves. And as soon as they lose one battle, so if they go to take over a city and they lose, they are going to be so discouraged. They are going to have people dropping out left and right. Hi, Pedge. And they are going to fall apart so fast. The only reason they are thriving so well is because nobody has been able to stop them, and they have such a sense of worth built in their group that they think they are unstoppable, and that's why people are joining them. But as soon as they are stopped, they are going to disperse very, very quickly. You cannot cut off oil supply without troops on the ground. You can sure bomb the hell out of them.
Yeah. And even if there has to be troops on the ground, fine. I mean, at this point, fine. What else? Like, Obama's promised millions and millions and millions of times that we are going to get out of the Middle East, and we're still there. We are still very prevalent in the Middle East. So, Obama lied. So I don't know why you would continue to say that he's done good things. But
we did not say a ground war.
Nobody has said a ground war. Everybody's just talking about cutting their funding. If you cut off their source of income, whatever way that might be, you can do that multiple different ways. You could cut it off at the source, right at the pump, right?
Literally.
Out of the ground, you can cut it off at the source, or you can cut it off at the trade. Who's ever trading the barrels, like, they're getting money by trading these barrels to people. So who's ever behind that, we could find them, shut them down, whatever. There's plenty of ways to shut down ISIS's oil, and then we could take it. I'm all for taking oil. I think the Middle East owes us a lot after all the people that have risked their lives over there. No, we're not going to buy anything. We're $21 trillion in debt. Hillary is quite literally the liar.
If Obama was white, would you still hate him? Yes.
It's funny because people are like, oh, Trump's a liar, which is just a CNN way to distract idiot liberals from focusing on the fact that the true liar is Hillary Clinton. And when you ask the regurgitating liberals why Trump is a liar, name one thing that Trump has said that he's lied about, they can't do it. They have no idea because he hasn't lied. Oh, what's that language?
Ped, you asked, did we touch on about the Mexican president saying he's not paying for the wall? I honestly believe that the wall negotiations were not talked about. I think that the respect and encouragement that America gave Donald Trump for having such a well-versed conversation with the Mexican president discouraged the Mexican president, and he is falling back into his old habits of saying, nope, Trump did this, Trump did that. They quoted him, though. I mean, do we have any proof of this quote? Because I can quote right now. Donald Trump called me earlier today and said, quote, "Thank you so much for doing your Periscope. You are amazing people," end quote. You have no proof that he did or did not say this. So, unless there were other people around there, which there weren't, it is pretty easy how he's going to get it done.
And it's quite like, he talks about how he works in his book, The Art of the Deal. He talks about this. You have to set up an initial foundation of a relationship to do business with anybody. You have to set up a foundation. That is solely what this meeting was about, to set up a foundation with Mexico and the United States. That is all this meeting was. So it's not like he's going to go into the depths of conversation about who's going to pay for the wall. That is quite literally just media speculation. Trump explains his process. Everybody knows his process. He's written about it 30 years ago.
He did not contradict himself at all. And where's Hillary Clinton? All of you Trump haters, where's Hillary Clinton?
Where'd she go?
She was invited to Mexico as well, I hope you know. She has refused that invitation. Why do you think she did that?
Mexico will pay for the wall. Mexico will pay for the wall.
Is anybody concerned as to why all of these lies that Hillary Clinton is spouting out, the deleted emails, is anybody even concerned about that when you say you are voting for Hillary Clinton? She's too busy with the FBI investigation. But, I mean, don't you think she would come up with a...
Obama halted that. Obama halted the FBI from investigating the Hillary Clinton Foundation. unless something new has come out. That's,
She was given a list of 25 questions that she has to answer by the end of the month.
oh, what color's the sky?
No, I actually read a couple of them. They're pretty in-depth questions. He did what?
Do you even understand big business at all? Do you understand anything? Do you want to know how many lawsuits Apple has right now? They probably got, I don't know, I would probably easily say 60 lawsuits today alone. You clearly don't understand how business works.
How many guns do we have? We have enough. Pedge, did you watch the speech that he gave in Mexico?
I mean, what's the holdup as to why he hasn't released his tax returns? Quite literally, he is under the IRS audit, so his lawyers will not release those. No billionaire person through an audit, no lawyer of a billionaire, I should say, would ever allow their client to release their tax returns during an audit. But you should know everything that you need to know from all of the financials that Trump produced when he ran for president. He gave every single financial statement and document that is associated with the Trump organization when Trump ran for president. So if you really want to understand how Trump handles money, go look at those documents. There's 1,000 pages, I think. But go, enjoy.
And what are you hoping to get from his...
Some light reading.
What are you hoping to get from his taxes? What do you want to see personally from his taxes? You did not hear the speech. Give me the gist. Gist of it was very, very professional. It was very well handled. He was very diplomatic.
He met with the president of Mexico. Oh, so yesterday. This was Trump's day yesterday. He started in California with a fundraiser. Flew to Mexico. Met with the current president of Mexico to discuss how to keep both countries safe, how to control immigration, how to further continue a relationship with Mexico and the United States, and then had an immigration rally in Arizona, all yesterday. Whereas Hillary Clinton, what did she do yesterday? Tweeted?
She got up in front of a green screen and told Trump that diplomacy isn't that easy.
Gotcha. So, I mean, it was just really, really well done yesterday by Trump, so... His speech was amazing. It truly was.
Will you still support him when he doesn't follow through on his promises?
He will.
He will.
We haven't had a president that followed through on their promises since Reagan. So we're used to having presidents that don't follow through on their promises. But I honestly believe that Trump is not bought by anybody, and he will get it done. Because that's what he's done in his history.
Why do you support him? I only need one good reason. Because he's putting America first and Americans first. He wants to dig America out of our $21 trillion deficit. He wants to make sure that Americans, people that are rightfully here, are being employed before illegals and refugees. He wants to make America great again. He wants to give big businesses incentive to stay here in the country so that we can have American-made goods again, so that we can use these companies to put people back to work. He wants to abolish Obamacare and open up the borders around the states so that there can be competitive competition again, so that it will drive the prices of healthcare down. Healthcare can be affordable again, and it can be good healthcare, because right now, Obamacare works for those who don't work. Yep. That is a fact.
That's all it works for.
And they're saying that all these people are now, they now have health insurance, and they never did before, because it's mandatory to have it. And if you don't work, it is very, very cheap for you to have it. He had to spend almost $300 a month on Obamacare, and he refused it. And luckily through my work, I was able to get him onto my healthcare, and I think total we pay less than $100 a month for both of our healthcare, including dental and vision, and it is amazing.
Right, and a lot of people just say no to healthcare and pay the fine, especially young people, because the fine is cheaper than the healthcare costs themselves. So they just do it.
What else? Oh, and so with Obamacare, for those of you that are unknowledgeable about it, the younger you are, the more money there is set aside for your health problems when you don't really have that many health problems. The older you get, each decade, that money dwindles away. So when you become 80 and you have some serious health problem, there's not a lot of money set aside for you. And we had an individual.
Hold on. Oh, go ahead.
We had an individual on Twitter message us and say that she has a friend that is HIV positive, and the cost of him to be on Obamacare was $15,000 a month.
So pre-existing condition, my ass, first of all. So if you have a pre-existing condition, fine. But if you have a terminal illness, you're done. You're screwed. You can't afford Obamacare. But to the person that said Aetna hit with $400 million, that was one quarter. They lost $400 million in one quarter, and we're on track to lose $1 billion by the end of the year. So yeah, they had to pull out, and so that was definitely, and you know, all these healthcare companies will pull out because there's no way that they can possibly afford this. Obamacare will crush under its own weight. That Donald Trump doesn't need to do a single damn thing. Nobody has to do a single damn thing. Obamacare will fail on its own accord.
Exactly. Chillionaire, that was me. You're the one who messaged us? I don't think we're taking calls tonight. Can you guys calm Trump fans who are in fear of Mike Pence? Yes, we can. Where do I start? So, first of all, Mike Pence is the VP. He will not be running the show. He may give ideas and input to Trump and say, hey, this is what I think. At the end of the day, though, it's going to be Trump's show. Trump is president. Take, for example, who's the...
I want to respond to something.
Who's the VP right now?
Biden.
Biden has done absolutely nothing as VP. Go, I'll get back to it.
Pedge, you said you think that Donald Trump will fulfill his promises. You're just worried about the means that he'll use to get there. We live in America. I mean, Donald Trump can't just make things happen. It has to go through the process. It has to go through approvals, and it has to be done correctly. That's why we have so many so many different layers to our government, so that everybody can't just make executive decisions. Although Obama's doing a pretty good job at making executive decisions, but that's not how it's supposed to work in this country. But I really don't think that you should be worried about how Trump is going to do something. It's just a matter of, he will get it done. It's just, how much backlash he's going to be getting against Congress. And that's what I think we need to hope for. We need to hope for a Republican Congress, because otherwise it's going to get messy.
So back to the VP. Pence did amazing things for the Indiana economy. I believe, I wrote it down. He had started the, I think it was $14 million for preschool education. The first time in Indiana history that anybody has put money towards education prior to kindergarten, and he spearheaded that. He's done amazing things for the Indiana economy, and that's why we want him to be in office, so that he can be more so an input as to on how we should run the economy, because you're exactly 100% right. Trump has not been in politics for 30 plus years like Hillary Clinton, but he is going to have a plethora of people around him who know what they are doing. So it is good to have him in office. And again, what has Biden done? What has anybody done that anybody knows of? The VP is essentially irrelevant. They don't make laws. They don't do anything. So Luker, keep it up. That's why you got blocked last time. We'll block you again.
Luker, are you being naughty again? What?
I want Mike Pence out of my bedroom. I didn't ask him to come in. Keep it up, Luke. We'll block you again.
Don't be worried about Mike Pence.
They obviously do something. That's why there's a position for vice president, exactly. But what has Joe Biden done to benefit this country?
Mike Pence said himself, quote out of his mouth, that the government has no right in your personal lives. So when asked about LGBT, even though Trump has a messy history with it,
Pence.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Pence. Even though Pence has a messy history with it, he said, the government does not belong in your lives. So I honestly think he's not going to act on it. And it's not something that we should be worried about, because there's so many bigger issues in this country that we need to focus on. This isn't about social issues. And if you think it's about social issues, by all means, go ahead and vote for Hillary Clinton. If you think that Hillary Clinton is going to be your savior for gay rights because she's just proved herself time and time again, then go for it. I mean, vote for her. Clearly, everybody knows that she has done nothing for gay people, and I don't know. It's so conflicted. When Donald Trump really has accomplishments to the LGBT community under his belt since the 80s, and nobody talks about it. Hillary Clinton hasn't done a single damn thing for LGBT.
She had an opportunity to.
And she had many opportunities to. And look at her. Look. What has she done? What can any gay person out there say that Hillary Clinton has helped them in some way? No, but Trump has. And now the news is trying to conflict a story that Trump hates gay people because he's a Republican. Hillary Clinton's the savior of gay people because she's a Democrat. Wake up and just look at the history.
She waited way too long. What has Trump done? Late 80s, early 90s, he was giving money to AIDS research foundations and gay men's health organizations. In 1992, he even held a benefit in the Trump Taj Mahal, where proceeds went to gay men's health benefits.
1987, the proceeds from the Wallman Rink that he built in New York City in Central Park, those proceeds went to gay men's health organizations. In the year 2005, he praised Elton John for getting married. Even though Elton John didn't get married, Trump called it a marriage and said this is a marriage that is going to work. In the year 2000, he gave an interview with The Advocate, which is a well-known LGBT magazine, that said there needs to be an amendment to the 1964 Civil Rights Act to include homosexuals.
Let's talk about the RNC. Pete Thiel openly invited by Trump to come and speak.
And I mean, look at all of time and time again. He didn't need to do this. He wasn't in the political sphere. He never had to do this. He did this from his own volition. He did this because he cared. It didn't matter if you were gay or straight, but he knew that, especially with the AIDS crisis in the 80s, the homosexual people were having an issue, and he opened his eyes to it and didn't hold prejudice, and didn't, say, oh, this is a bad gay disease, I can't help with that. He actually gave money to these groups and organizations, and he helped. What was Hillary Clinton doing?
What was she doing?
What was she doing? He was supporting gays before it was cool, exactly.
I eat chicken.
Exactly. Hillary can't even fill a little tiny town hall, and Trump is filling stadiums.
Is anybody, people always say, rallies don't turn out to poll numbers, though. However, I would say a solid 95+% of the people that attend the Trump rallies are so excited and so eager to get him in office that those people are going to go and vote for him. Whereas the people that go to the Clinton rallies, half of them are paid to go there, so they're like, well, why not? Make a couple extra bucks.
Right.
There's no enthusiasm. Do you ever see a Hillary supporter smile?
Right.
When you ever hear somebody talk about Hillary Clinton, do you ever hear them, get excited and, oh my god, Hillary's gonna
not once
pretend to like the gay community still and, be excited about it?
Not once. You never see a Hillary Clinton supporter smile. They're very angry people.
In Washington, he set a record for how many people were in the arena, stadium, whatever it was that he went to. Hacker game called Anonymous. I think so.
Would you change your mind if you were of color? No, absolutely not. Because Donald Trump, all of his policies benefit all Americans, regardless of what color you are.
We are Trump supporters.
The polls are not wrong. He's closing in on the polls, and I think he's doing a good job. I don't think that polls should necessarily be taken to heart. I don't think any poll, like, the media lies to us every single day, and we know that. And so why would we believe the polls they release? So, quite honestly, if Trump was winning or losing, I don't take polls for very much at all. For a grain of salt, actually. But I do think that there's some things and trends that you can learn in polls. Yeah, I think we're going to get some sleep too. Thank you guys all for watching. Definitely follow us on Scope, YouTube, and Twitter. All of that is A Politic Voice.
Hopefully tomorrow morning we will come up with our drawing participation raffle event thing, and we will figure that out
tomorrow.
And we'll put it on YouTube. So check out our YouTube A Politic Voice, and you can get information on that.
Don't forget to go to that to our Twitter and retweet that tweet about
the gay Trump supporters in Denver.
The Trump headquarters with the LGBT flag in the window. Go ahead and please retweet that out. Other than that,
we love everybody. We love our haters. We love our lovers. And we will see you all tomorrow night.